Welcome back to GTA Online. Today I woke up in my brand new house in the hills. I go to see the view but have to look from afar because the house comes with an inaccessible balcony. Great design, really worth the 500k I spent on this. The living room and kitchen look really spacious though. It's a certain style that you can only get by not paying tax. I decide to drown my sorrows in whiskey. I pull a Justin Timberlake and decide to test the limits with alcohol. I drink non-stop for about 2 minutes. Unfortunately, I drank so much non-stop that I passed out. I wake up on a random street downtown next to a random player. I legally access a car and drive it back to my house. Life feels so freeing not having to rent an apartment anymore. Driving through these hills really makes me feel like I'm living in LA, but that's not possible because LA basically doesn't exist anymore. I did go there once, it was a fire time. Anyway, I arrive at my house and I just want to show off my car collection. This bit was a bit pointless. I get in the car with my favourite name, Fister. I hardly know her. I pull up to the casino just like Tiger Woods would, by crashing. I couldn't think of a way to cleverly joke about that, so I just said it. I go to spin the wheel and win a decent 30 grand. Elon Musk just lost that in half a second because Tesla stock crashed even more. What a surprise that the world managed to figure out when fascism is happening much faster the second time around. I decide to spend my earnings like any deeply devoted American citizen would, at the gun store, and head to the day's stash house. I stop looking what I'm doing though, and I ram a guy off his moped, and then accidentally do it a second time. I would say I accidentally did it a third time, but I didn't. That one was totally deliberate. Upon entering the stash house, I hear the people downstairs shouting really offensive abuse at me. Maybe if these cartels changed their business model slightly, fewer people would want to raid them all the time. Have you ever met a nice drug dealer? I just feel like it should be a priority to be nice to your customers. Anyway, I get the final kill and shoot him just a couple more times to make sure he was definitely dead. I crack open the safe and get into a very anticlimactic shootout. As I'm driving, I crash into a bus stop and somehow kill a man. This has to be the worst case of osteoporosis I've ever seen. The guy flopped over at the slightest vibration of particles against his body. He smashed a window as well. I'll never get over realistic game mechanics. I then remember there's a challenge going on with police immunity, so I just start sniping people out of their cars. Really is a slow day for content. I mean, we're 2.5 minutes in and I've filled 2/3 of an A4 script already. I decide to do something I don't think I've ever done before. Go to a store to actually buy stuff. Unfortunately, I'm full of everything, but I get curious and decide to visit the owner's office. I accidentally kick the air and get a star. This naturally means I have to kill the man, but before I can take the money from the till, the police show up. I hide behind these indestructible food aisles. I don't know what chemicals Americans put in their food, but this might be the only time they've ever helped anyone actually stay alive. The crowd of police cars is getting bigger outside, and I'm just chilling. I hide behind the door of the office because I've taken a few strays in the aisles, and it's just dawned on me that I'm completely surrounded and can't escape. If I die, I'm gonna have to collect my car from the police impound, and if I'm being real, I seriously can't be bothered for that. As I'm killing the police, I keep seeing the store owner's lifeless body in the corner of my eye. Poor guy probably gets murdered hundreds of times a day globally, and there's still no backstory for him. I decide to throw a grenade but accidentally miss the window. While it does go off, blowing up the policeman that was about to JFK me, it almost sets the poor store owner's body on fire. Bro almost just got a Viking funeral. I eventually get really bored and decide to make a run for it. It goes about successfully as JD Vance's attempt at lifting a trophy. Great. All I achieved was the chore of having to drive all the way back into Los Santos to retrieve my car. It's really strange. I went from entering the store as nothing but a regular person to being brutally murdered and falling through a glass door covered in blood. Now I know what the CEO of United Healthcare was thinking. Does anyone actually pay the impound fee in this game? It kind of makes me feel like the one kid who went to school in uniform and on a non-uniform day. I drive to my nightclub and accidentally drive some customers into a wall. The only reason I'm here is because even gangsters need to let off some steam on the dance floor. I flex my moves on everyone there, getting more intense with every arm swing. I've discovered some really effeminate dance moves that kind of ruin the vibe I'm going for, but at least he's having a good time. I think this is only the second time I've ever danced in this nightclub. I'm usually selling illegal goods, which is kind of the entire point of the whole front. Steam successfully blown off, among other things, by some ladies on the dance floor, I head out. I commandeer a pickup and decide to visit a dealership to see what's in stock. It was all absolutely terrible, so I took my pickup, casually did a stunt jump, and went back to the thing I know best, pizza delivery. There's a promotion this week where you get 2 times the rewards for delivering pizza. Maybe someone should tell Russell Brand since his career's ended, although he might not be back from prison for a little while. I made $4,700 for commission from delivering pizza. God knows what inflation looks like in Los Santos if this is normal for 0 hour. This might be the quickest I've ever delivered pizza. The other day we ordered Subway and the delivery driver refused to deliver the order unless we gave him a £10 tip. I don't really know how this is relevant and how I can tie it into this segment of the video. I was just thinking about it and how much of a dickhead he was. Something really rare then happens. I run over a man, but this time it was genuinely accidental. I don't know if anyone's ever noticed, but anytime I say I did something accidentally, I totally did it on purpose. I'm really shocked and genuinely don't know how to feel right now. I finished the deliveries and make 43 grand from 5 orders. The average salary in England is 31,000. What happens next was super confusing. I crashed into someone's car and as a result, a random other guy tried to fight me. Long story short, I dodged all their punches because I finally learned how to do that now, and turn them into street meat. Somehow that makes me the bad guy, and oh look, I'm about to engage in another shootout. Not gonna lie, this was super boring, so I won't even bother showing most of it. I do throw a very well placed grenade though, which almost accidentally ended the whole thing. It goes on for way too long, and long story short, I escaped with one side of my car absolutely covered in bullet holes. I never even came close to dying. I haven't seen an attack so poorly planned since that time the actual US government talked about war plans on a group chat. I end up on the beach trying to get a good thumbnail. God knows if I use this or not. While I do eventually die here, I think it's important to say that I didn't actually start it this time. It was the random guy in the red jacket. When I die, I'm going to become a martyr and prove that police brutality exists, because that's never been done before. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you later.